Who's the greatest quarterback of all time?
Patrick Mahomes.
Caleb!
No, not him. Yeah, somebody said it. Tom Brady. Now, who's the greatest shooter? Not necessarily the greatest basketball player, but the greatest shooter.
Stephen Curry.
Yeah, Stephen Curry. Now, what do these two players have in common? Besides being legends, of course. They're both greatly overlooked in the recruiting process. Did you know Tom Brady was told he was too slow? He was told he couldn't throw far enough. And he wasn't recruited until the end of his senior year of high school. Similarly, Stephen Curry was told he was too small. And he didn't have a single Power 4 offer, despite his dad playing in the NBA. Now, just take a second to think of a world without Tom Brady and Stephen Curry. A world without a 7-time Super Bowl champion. One of the greatest football players of time. But also one of the greatest athletes of all time. And a world without Stephen Curry. A 4-time NBA final champion. A player who revolutionized the way basketball is played by how many three-pointers he attempted. But we did have. We did get to see all their championships and their historic moments. Because they were given a chance. A chance by a coach who saw more than what they really were. A coach who saw past Stephen Curry's height and saw that he had grit. He'd outwork everybody. He'd do anything it took to win. A coach also saw past Tom Brady's speed and his lack of an arm. He saw Tom Brady was the ultimate leader. He saw he was competitive. He was fierce. Now, let me describe the old-fashioned way of recruiting, where a coach was able to see all these personal details about a player. Or when a player went to a camp and they played in their high school games, coaches and scouts would come out and break them down. They'd see what a player was good at, what a player was bad at. They weren't just finding how good the player was, they were finding out who the player was. And they did that by, when they found out when a ranking list was made by how players performed at camps and games, coaches would email players. They'd call their parents. They'd call their coaches. They'd see who did good in the classroom, who was liked among their peers, and who was a respectful person. That's where they really got that personal touch that was able to show more than Tom Brady's speed and his leader and past Stephen Curry's height. So let's recap really fast before we move on. We have two players, Tom Brady and Stephen Curry, legends. And the things that really made them great wasn't their skills, but it was their intangibles. And then we have the old way of recruiting, where coaches really try to focus on who a player was and the traits they had. But as AI continues to progress, nobody wants to be left behind, not even in areas as simple as college recruiting. I understand as a multi-sport athlete who has hopes of getting recruited. Eventually, the coaches who are recruiting me, I might not even get to meet. Now, colleges aren't just recruiting players, they're recruiting data. Let's describe this new way of recruiting, where AI and machine learning are being used. Before the camps and at games, where coaches and scouts were breaking down players, now AI is. All of those clips of players at camps and how well they do in game, they're constantly being recorded. And when a player posts highlights to Twitter, or to Huddle, or social media, all of that is getting downloaded and put into AI. And that's efficient, because before, maybe not everybody could go to those camps. They didn't have enough money. Or they didn't go to a big enough school where coaches would want to come watch. But when a player could post on Twitter, and that could be downloaded and put into AI, everybody gets seen. It's also faster, because the time a coach could maybe break down just one or two players, AI is breaking them down hundreds, if not thousands. So you may ask, well, if it's more efficient and faster, why don't we do it more often? Why doesn't every coach do that? Well, because AI can't see the little things coaches can. It can't see who shakes everybody's hands, who's communicating with coaches on the sideline, who helps a player up when they fall. And you may argue, well, aren't statistics like who runs the fastest 40-yard dash, or who lifts the most weights, and who could get the most tackles or throw for the most yards more important than shaking somebody's hand or helping somebody up if they fall? Well, that's where you're wrong. Let me set the stage for you. Your team's in the state championship football game. You're up by 3 points. The other team has the ball, 4th and goal. They're going for it. They're going for a touchdown. Now you need somebody to step up You need a leader, someone who you can trust. That's where your middle linebacker comes in. He's a 3-year varsity player. You can trust him. And right before the play, he's getting your whole team juiced up. He's getting everybody hyped, ready to go. He's calling out the offensive formation, he's making sure everybody's lined up. And right before the play, your right defensive end's out of position. He notices that, and immediately he sprints up to the line. He drags him into the right position and gets back to his spot. Now, right before the ball hike, boom. That right defensive end sprints into the backfield and makes the tackle. If AI was breaking down that film, it would have given credit to that right defensive end. He made the tackle, right? Well, if the coach was, or a scout was breaking that down, it would have saw as that middle linebacker made that play. He got everybody hyped up. He made sure everybody was in the right spot. He moved that right defensive end into position for success. Now, I'm a little biased, of course, I'm gonna be trying to use these intangibles to get recruited someday. So, yeah, but now let's break down what we have. We have the old way of recruiting, where we really focus on that personal touch, who a player was. But now we have that new way with AI, and it's quite exciting, because more people are getting seen, AI is faster, AI maybe can be smarter, it's more efficient. But what's the right way to recruit an athlete? Is it the old way, with really personal connection, or the new, fast way? Well, I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I do know we need to find a happy medium, a good balance. We need everybody to be seen for who they really are, not just on the field or the court, but off. We need to see who actually wants to be there. But we also need it to be efficient, and where more people could get seen. It's like I said, not everybody has money for camps, goes to a big enough school where coaches will actually watch them. So we just need to find a balance where coaches could really see who players are. But also, we need everybody to get seen. It should be done faster so more players have opportunities. Now let's just end on this. If Tom Brady, Stephen Curry wouldn't be deemed as good athletes by AI because they were slower or not the tallest, how many future legends are getting filtered out today? Thank you.